How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the DUDECAST. And today, I'm talking about just, things, plans, I guess, like things that I want to do, just for the future and stuff like that. And, like, do I want to be famous? I can answer that question right now, because to tell you the honest to God truth, I really don't. And by the way, can I just say, real quick, like, before I get into this whole thing, I've been doing this podcast. I don't know if I've said this or not. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I don't know. But I've been doing this podcast for like 2 years now. I started it back in 2020, and I'm still doing it now, which is just insane. I don't know what episode this is, but I'll figure it out. I think it's like 19 or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, so small town famous. Yeah, like I just the idea of being famous is kind of scary to me. And like on YouTube, like famous on YouTube. Like guys like, I reference them all the time. PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. Those are like my main three, the main three that I look to the most. I feel like being that famous, just being that famous in general, I feel like that puts a lot on your shoulders, like that puts so much, because think about it, like these guys have like millions upon millions of subscribers. Fucking PewDiePie has like over 100 million subscribers. That's a lot of eyes and opinions and views. Like that's a lot. And when you're famous, when you have like fans and stuff like that, you have your own little fan base, your own little community and stuff like that. Like that shit would stress me out a lot, because you got people within those communities that they would look to you, and some of them would look to you as like an inspiration, like, oh, I look up to you, like you're my idol, stuff like that. I don't know if I could deal with that, like I don't know if I could, and I'm kind of glad I haven't gotten the chance to feel that, and I don't think I will. And that's not me being pessimistic. That's just me being honest with myself and you guys, the people that are listening. And like, because, and the reason why I say that is because like I've been on YouTube for 6 years now. I missed the 6-year anniversary. It was back on, I started on June 2nd. I missed June 2nd. I forgot when I started the channel. But this channel turned 6 years old back in June, right? I've been doing this for 6 years, and I don't even have 200 subscribers. Like, it's, and honestly, like, the more I think about it, I'm okay with that. Because like, just, I don't know, like, don't get me wrong, like 1,000 subscribers would be nice, but like with the shit that I'm doing on the channel right now, like, I don't know if I could do that in front of a big audience. That's why I like doing what I'm doing right now, because I know I have a small audience, and a majority of my audience is my friend group. And some of it's not, but some of it is. And like, I know I can get away with more shit. Like, I know I can, tell inside jokes and, reference something that only maybe they would understand, or, something like that. Like, I can get away with shit like that because my audience is so small. And I feel like if I was to do that, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like having a bigger audience would really like limit me to what I can and cannot do. Because like, I don't know, like, that's a lot of people that look up to you, and like you have to be this idol to them. Like I don't know how guys like Markiplier and stuff like that, I don't know how they do that. Like yeah, I feel like that'd be really stressful. And you know, like just having this small of an audience, like 172 subscribers, to an average YouTuber, to like a Mr. Beast or something, that's nothing. But to me, I said this like a couple of years back, but to me, hitting 100 was like hitting a million, right? That's the feeling that I got when I hit 100 subscribers. And it was a great achievement, a very big W in my life, as they would say. But yeah, like that's what it felt like. And you know, I've had this idea of like, oh, you know, what if like I had like over 1,000 subscribers? I don't think that's going to happen unless if I continue to do YouTube for the next like 6-7 years, which I don't even know if I'll still be doing YouTube within like 6-7 years from now. You know, a lot can change. Because this is just a hobby. You know, like stuff changes over time, but you know, just because there's people out there, there's YouTubers out there that do this shit like for money. There's people out there who do this shit for a living as a job. Like this is more like, for some people, this is more than just a hobby. It's a job. It's their way to make money and income and all that. It's like, that's not how it is for me, man. This is just a hobby that I do. Like, this is something that I do to, you know, either like tell a story that I want to tell, or just like play a game that I want to play. You know, it's like my channel's kind of like a time, like I've always kind of viewed, especially recently, I've kind of viewed my channel as kind of like its own little time capsule, because I can go back to the past. You know, I can look, there's 6 whole years worth of content on this channel. And I just recently went through some and I deleted like 20 something videos from like the past that I didn't like. Yeah, like it's just, I don't know, like, and that's the thing, like if I was famous, there would be somebody who would pay attention. There would be some like nerdy little geek that would like pay attention to that shit, to like the analytics and stuff, and pay attention to that and be like, this just in. Like, Nether Dude deletes 20 videos from his channel. What is he hiding? You know, stuff like that. And that's the other thing too, like the publicity, and like knowing there's people out there that are trying to like bring you down, and people who will start false rumors to try to get your channel taken down and try to cancel you for something that, like, I don't know. Like, that's just something that I'm kind of glad I don't really have to deal with. And yeah, like, don't get me wrong. Like, do I look at guys like, you know, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, PewDiePie, look at those guys and be like, you know what? I wish I had their life. Yeah, I do. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I do. You know, but I have to remember. I always have to remember. You know, like no matter what I do, I'm never gonna be like those guys, and that's okay. You know, that's fine. I'm fine with that, because at the end of the day, my channel is what I want to do. You know, like it's whatever I want it to be. And you know, like that, like I have so much freedom, and that's the greatest part. With a smaller audience, you have more freedom to do whatever the fuck it is you want, basically. And you know, there's guys out there there's bigger YouTubers out there that are like that, you know, like the Goons, you know, Grizzy, Puffer, Blarg, Soup, you know, guys like that, who literally just chill and just make dumb, stupid jokes and get thousands upon thousands of views. You know, like, there's people like that. But like, I do it, I get maybe 12 views or something like that. Or like this recent video that I just came out with, the 7th episode of season 1 of The Trails, which has not done very well, I'm not gonna lie, and that kind of makes me sad. And that's the one downside to not being famous, is that when a video bombs, you know it. Like, every famous YouTuber can drop a video every once in a while that people just kind of don't watch and not feel like remotely kind of affected by it, because they still get like thousands and thousands of views regardless of whether it bombs or not, whether it's as popular as the last one or not. With smaller YouTubers with like over 100 subscribers like me, you feel that shit, and that shit is not fun. And I'm not like trying to bash on the audience or anything, but like, yeah, like you feel that. Like when you're a small YouTuber like me, you feel that. Like you care about that stuff. But besides that, like having a small audience and, you know, not being famous, it's very stress-free, and it's just overall like something I have grown to enjoy over the years. And hopefully, more than likely, it'll probably stay that way. But yeah, and that kind of ties into what I want to talk about as well, is like, you know, what is my plan for the future? You know, like what exactly do I want to do with this channel within like the next year or two? And I have some ideas. I actually do have some ideas. So for like the longest time, I've had this idea about a movie. And for those of you who have stuck with my channel since last year, you would have known that last year I dropped a video saying, hey, we're making a movie. And it was the truth, because me and my friends, we were making a movie. So what happened was that I had a plan, like, I think it was early last year, somewhere around there. I had a plan where I wanted to make a short movie with my friends. And, you know, it took a while to kind of get them, like, into the idea of doing that. But eventually, I got some of them to be in it. And so last year we started working on it. Well, we put like 5 minutes in, and like, so what happened was that it was going to be called War Things, and we had started filming one day, and we got some scenes done, and then we filmed another scene on a different day, and then after that, nothing happened, and then weeks turned into months, and it was just called off, and it was just considered dead, basically. And the reason for that is because there were multiple problems, but one of the bigger problems, what I consider to be the main problem with that, is because there was like a filming problem. Like there was like a filming date, or like, God, what is it? Like the month we started recording, the month we started like quote unquote filming, was one of the bigger problems, because I ran the idea by Caleb, and he was like, oh yeah, like I'm down, let's do it. And so we were coming up with this idea, and we were trying to figure out, you know, when would be a good time to film it. I wanted to film it in July of that year. Caleb wanted to film it in June, because for for some reason. I don't know why. But we had a conflict there. And so, like, the reason why I wanted to film in July is because Caleb and Andrew were leaving in August to go to college. And so, because that was like the end of summer, basically. And so I was aware of that. And so that's why I wanted to film in June rather than July, because that would have given us like around 2 months to work on this. And Caleb's like, oh no, we can get it done in a month. You know, we can get it done. And I don't know if it's because I don't know if it's because he thought the movie was going to be shorter or what, but he like was persistent on it being in July. And I'm like, dude, this is my movie. This is my baby. Like, I should be the one who decides when we should start filming. And so, you know, July came around and we started filming. And, you know, like I said, everything that I said previously had happened. And then, you know, Caleb and Andrew left for college, which is a problem because I wanted them to be big parts in the movie. They were supposed to be big parts in that movie. And they were both leaving for college. So I was like, shit. And then on top of that, another guy that we had, I think his name was Landon, I think. Yeah. He was in it. He was leaving for college too. And so that's like 3 guys that I needed in the movie all leaving for college. And so I'm like, well, shit, you know, like now we've got a problem. And that's why I wanted to fucking film it in June, because that would give us, I'm confident that if we filmed it a month prior and started filming for the 2 months that I wanted to film, I guarantee you we would have had at least, like, from the time that I wanted to start filming to the time where Andrew and Caleb would have left for college, I think that we would have had at least, and I'll be fair here, around like 70 or 80% done with it. Or it just would be done. Because the movie itself, like, I went all in with it too. Like, I had a script and everything, and I worked with Peyton on it afterwards. Like, I had a rough draft, and then me and Peyton stayed up one night and like made improvements to it. He helped me like make improvements to it and stuff like that. And yeah, like I was going all in, man. Like I wanted to make this happen. I wanted to make it happen. And it happened for like a couple days, and then it just never happened. And so I eventually just deleted that footage because I was like, oh, okay, well, it's not going to get done. There's no point really having it other than to just like look at it and be like, oh, remember that time that we tried to make a movie? I recently tried to get that footage back, but I can't for some reason. But yeah, so that was my attempt at making a movie. And so I kind of gave up on that. I mean, I didn't give up on the idea. I'm still pitching ideas to my friends, and you know, I kind of had a little thing going for a little bit. I had a thing where I wanted to make Nether Dude the movie. And I wanted to make it as just ridiculous as possible. But the problem was that my, at the time, girlfriend was supposed to be a big part of that. I mean, the idea itself never went through anyway, but she was supposed to be a big part of that, and we ended up breaking up. And so yeah, that wouldn't have worked. But yeah, so I'm still kind of like pitching ideas around, and I'm starting to like come up with ideas, and like I don't know. I know I want to make a movie at some point. And the reason for that is because I saw Landon was in just Bill Belichick, I swear to God. I saw Landon was in a new short movie, not like a professional one, but like an amateur one, kind of. It was for YouTube. It was a little YouTube movie they shot on an iPhone, and I watched that, and that got me to start thinking about that stuff again. And I was like, oh shit, like I want to do. Oh yeah, this looks like fun. I want to do this, and I don't know. It's an idea. I still want to go through with it. Maybe we'll get something to happen. I don't know, but that's really all I have, really. I mean, that's all I want to do is just that, because I feel like it'd be a lot of fun, and I'm very passionate about, you know, storytelling and filmmaking and all that. But yeah, so as of right now, we have nothing, but that's what I want to do. And if anyone is listening to this and is like, oh, I want to do that too, you know, hit me up. like actually hit me up and we'll come up with ideas and see if we can do anything. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you for listening. And as always, I'll see you guys later in the next one. Goodbye.